Okay, so we've gone through, we tried out a whole bunch of models, and we found the one that was the best fit. So square root was best. Now it says remember to pick the model based off the scatter plot residual and the value of R. So it's not just one thing. You really have to look at all of them. Now that you guys are great AP staters, now use your model to predict the national debt in 2010. It may be easier to use inverse transformations of your model. In other words, take your model and solve for Y. So how do we do that? If we have square root of Y hat equals something, how do I solve for Y? Well, to undo a square root, I'm going to square both sides. So I get Y hat equals, and I just got to copy it down. You know what, I'm going to go back into my calculator. That was our regression on L1 and L4. So this was our L4. So I'll just take a look at that one again. You can grab it from your notes too. So negative 172.84011 plus 0.08775, and we squared both sides. Okay, so there it is using inverse transformations. I know that sounds fancy, but you're really just solving for Y hat. And now if I want to predict the model in 2010, what we're going to do is we just stored it in Y1 so we can use our function notation. Keep in mind that if you're still using your old function, it's not going to work. But I did just re-put this function in my Y1. So vars, Y vars, function, and I'm going to estimate it in 2010. And then using inverse transformations, we have to then square it. So plug in 2010 and square. So this would be approximately 12.58, and our unit here was $1 trillion in debt. Okay, so that one, I would say, back from chapter 9, this would be still a terrible, terrible estimation just because we extrapolated so much. Our data only goes up to 1991. 2010, we extrapolated over 20 years. So we can't really assume that that trend would continue, but we did just make a prediction. If we want to do it in 1990, and my key entries, I went fast. Just remember we're typing in 1990 and then we want to square it. So here we got about 3.2 trillion. Let's compare to see the residual. So I'm flipping back to the first page. And 1990, 3.2. Whoa, we did awesome. So we did a really, really good job. The residual Y minus Y hat. So that would actually be, sorry for moving the papers so much. 3.2 minus 3.20859. So we have a barely negative residual. If you want, you can try this one out, compare with somebody sitting around you, and I hope you guys have a great day. Sorry for the super boring video, but hopefully it helped. See you guys on Monday.